We're gonna have to let them know. Yeah. Okay. The truth is, I met Mark at a truck stop. You know, I followed him into the bathroom, and we just did, you know, so many things.
Honey, you weren't coherent when I met you, but it wasn't at a truck stop.
Yeah, I was passed that on the corner. You know?
I told you that story just so
that
you'd feel better.
Bottle, you know. Hey, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, it's good to see you again. As always, subscribe to my channel, you know, for everybody who is single and is looking to be awesome and fierce and moving on and being single and happy. Subscribe to our channel and always hit that notification bell so you know every time we have a new video. So in all seriousness, for real, we're gonna do a how we met video. Okay, so let's get started. We have slightly different variations of how we met.
Mine's the correct way.
Yeah, so why don't you go first?
Okay.
And how long were you divorced before you met me, just so they know?
20 years.
Mm-hmm.
20 years. And I was an active dater after 2 years because the church I was in was very stringent. No dating for 2 years after the divorce. Mm-hmm. So I stayed at that. And I felt, even looking back, that was a very harsh but right thing to do.
Yeah.
But 20 years and a lot of patience.
Yes.
Well, we may have met each other at another occasion. However, maybe just a handshake or something of that nature. But reality, we met at a organized group setting. We were doing some fundraising, I think, for someone, right? Mm-hmm. And see, now she's agreeing. And then we met there. We were formally introduced by a fellow Christian. And so then I said, well, who's this? And it was kind of interesting because she was serving, and of course her being an attorney and really smart and everything kind of attracted me to her. But yeah, we sort of connected right away. At least I felt that way. I think she may have thought I was just a bug on the windshield, so she needed to wash it off. But I was attracted. And then I think later that evening, in fact, I know we danced. We danced a couple times. I love to dance, and I haven't danced for probably a year, so we need to get out dancing. Mm-hmm. We met and we talked just a little bit, and I could see that she and I had similar likes and tastes, and also I could see that she was a Christian, and I really am attracted to that. Real Christians, somebody who just doesn't say they're Christian, live their life in a way. And as far as I'm concerned, and I'm mumbling, I was told not to mumble, but you can see it in people's eyes. You can, you know, one or the other eye. You can see what they care about right away, I think, at least. So what else do I need to tell them?
Oh, well, you didn't tell them when the event was.
I have no idea when the event was. I think it was on a Saturday, and it was about, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
almost?
so yeah, it was 2 years ago because that's when the lightning struck my tree. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Yes.
Lightning struck the tree, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. That would really put a head on it. Was it the same day?
Yeah, it was. I'll tell you.
Wow,
guys
what a sign! It was coming right from God there. That's probably what it was. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So anything else?
No, I can just remember how pretty you were. Aww. And how you always had a smile, and how you looked concerned about others at the group. I remember that. You were making sure that everyone was connecting, and that was kind of where my chore was too, in groups.
Yes. Okay. That sounds good. Okay, so let me give you my version. Okay, no. All right, let me give you what I remember, okay? Now, Mark used to teach divorce care class at one of the major churches here in the Dallas area. And a mutual friend of ours, a lot of people, when I mention that, think, oh, I met Mark because I was in the divorce care class and going through the class and he was teaching it. No. A mutual friend of ours, and it's okay if I say who that is?
Oh, sure.
Okay. All right. Julia, we love you. Thank you so much for introducing us. I call her my royal sister. But we had this mutual friend, Julia, and I just love. Since she knew that I was coaching, and I was coaching women coming out of divorce, helping them move on to, just a more positive, happy life. It's like, you know what? Hey, a good person to know would be the guy who teaches divorce care class. It just seemed like a natural fit. So I think, if I recall, this was about 2.5 years ago, springtime of 2017. And she was saying, he's a good person to know. And I think she pointed him out to me. We hadn't actually met, but she pointed out who he was, so I knew what he looked like. And I remember I think the first time that we got introduced, I think, was at one of the Saturday dinners for the singles group.
What could be?
And I think it was one of the restaurants in South Lake. I think it was Cafe Express, which is no longer there. But I think that no, because they had construction, and so they got moved out and put in a new restaurant. But anyway, bottom line is, so we met there. I think we got introduced there, and they said, hey, hi, it's nice to meet you, and blah, blah, blah. And then we were, just kind of socializing with everybody else. Serving, yeah, just making sure everybody else was having a good time. Nothing goofy was going on, and just making sure people were being engaged and talking to one another. And the people who were new there, that they felt welcomed and incorporated into the group and got introduced around, stuff like that. Okay, so then the next time that I might have saw you again, but at another Saturday function, but I don't think I got an opportunity to talk to you. Mm-hmm. So the next time, I do remember seeing Mark and really kind of interacting with him, having really quality time, and getting to really look into his eyes and speak to him, was at the function. And now I remember that this was July 8th, 2017. Reason why I remember that date is because
the tree.
I was getting ready to go to, and you know what? I'll try to do a split video because I looked crazy that day, because I was getting ready to go to the fundraiser, and I was putting on my makeup, and I had one eye done. I had one eye done with my eyeshadow, and I felt this rolling. It's almost like if you feel a vibration in your lungs, that's what it felt like. It sounded like a bowling ball rolling over, above my head, pretty much on the roof of the house. All of a sudden we hear this big crack and this thud that I felt in my lungs, and I said to myself, oh my God, my house got struck by lightning. And thank God that they were there within about 3 to 4 minutes. So I'm outside with one eye done. I look like somebody punched. I look crazy. Look like somebody punched me in the eye. But nice to say, all right, so thank God the house was not struck. It was the tree in the front yard. That's what was smoking. And that's, anyway, so yeah. So anyway, so I said, all right,
a
thank God.
memorable evening.
Yes, as I said, thank God everything was okay. I said, you know what, I'm not going to let anything stop me from going to this fundraiser. So I went on to the fundraiser. Our friends were raising funds for their single parents ministry, for kids to go to camp for summertime. So that's what that was. Mm-hmm. And so we had, just food and music and, all that good stuff, and dancing. Yes, and this one of the things I honestly regret was I never learned how to dance, kind of formally dance. My dad was a good dancer, but I just never learned because my parents got divorced. But anyway, so I felt a little awkward dancing, but I wanted to make sure people stay engaged and had fun. I said, you know what, I may look goofy and have 2 left feet, but you know what, I'm just going to make sure we just laugh and have fun, and that's what's important. It's not really, oh, who's looking at me? Oh, I made a mistake. Oh, I stepped on his foot. No, it really is about, oh, sorry I stepped on your foot, but let's just have a good time. So that's what I remember. So we had a chance to talk a little bit. I was injured,
but...
Yes. He left limping. No. But anyway, so that's that's how I remember that we met. And so,
You're a good dancer. You just don't know it.
Well, I'm good dancing just as long as I'm, dancing, not connected to someone. If I'm dancing formally with my arm, and you're holding my hand, then
sure. Well,
I'm not so good at that. But if I'm just,
it's my job to lead. So
yes, I know,
and you followed. That's all that matters.
Okay, well, I'm glad. I'm glad
When I
you
raised
think
your
so.
arm, you did this, and when I did that, you went that way. So
Okay, I still need practice though, but thank you, sweetie.
we need to practice. We need to practice more often.
Yes, we do. And
How
just
long has it been?
a long time. It's probably been a year since we really danced.
I need
tried
to
to anyway.
dance. I like dancing.
Yes. But anyway, so at that time, 2 years ago, I had been divorced 3 years. I had a lot of you people know that been following me for a while. I was married for 19 years. I dated for 8.5 years before that. So it was 28 years that we were, totally that we were together. I met him when I was 17.
Wow.
Got married when I was 25, getting ready to turn 26. He was the only person I knew for my entire adult life. From the time I was 17 to the time I was 45, he was the only person that I knew. And so, coming out of that, and
Wow.
I was just, and at the time too, when I met Mark, we didn't start dating until a year later, because I was still working on my business, working on my coaching business, and just trying to get that going.
And I have rules.
Yes.
You have to be divorced for a length of time before I'll date you.
Mm-hmm.
And you should have those rules too. Make sure they're outside their divorce.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk to a lot of divorced people, you find out that they have they don't have these limitations. They get into another relationship too soon. Mm-hmm. And so my rule was, I have to wait. You're hot stuff right now.
Yeah, and to be honest, I made that mistake. I thought, oh, I'm just so over this. I, distanced myself emotionally before I actually filed for divorce, and oh, I'm a lawyer. I'm a divorce lawyer. I know how this goes. I've worked on myself. I've done my healing.
It's
I
not you,
kind of
it's
did that
him.
up front. Yeah, no. Wrong. Because since I really didn't have any dating experience to speak of, and even if I tried to think how it was back when I was younger, I still wouldn't look at that time, because I still didn't have a relationship with God that I do now, and just all of that, and I'm just a different person than I was when I was a kid, when I was 17, 18, in my early 20s, and so so I wasn't as savvy as I thought I was, as far as getting sucked into somebody else's drama and not really dating intentionally. And so that's how I got tripped up into all kind of nonsense that God never intended for me to go through, and suffered loss in more ways than one. And so I learned that lesson. So just be very, very careful. Mark is absolutely right. Make sure that you've split yourself open and done that digging and pursued your healing, so that you don't fall victim to something like that.
Yeah. So, had you gone through any divorce care, or did you go anything?
I didn't. I had personal counseling, one-on-one counseling with a licensed counselor. That's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't go through the group divorce care. I did the kind of one-on-one thing.
I did too.
Mm-hmm.
I had some one-on-one, and she was very. I suggest that too. I only had 3 sessions. She hit the nail on the head. Every session she had something that was really me, and I had to work on myself.
Yeah. So, okay. I think we're probably going to cut it off there, because we're at 22 minutes.
I just got started.
So,
I haven't told them
anyway.
how beautiful you are. And
Oh, thank you. Yes, you have.
how you lit it up. How you lit up my life. That's the first time I met you.
Yeah.
And you really did.
Love of my life.
The love
Even
of
though I
my
was
life.
focused on other things and running with my career, he had to stop me and say, hey, I'm here. And it's like, yeah, But I did, when I first met him, I said, he's different. I like that. He's cool. I love talking to him. So.
There was a huge connection.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, and everybody kind of talks about there was fireworks and stuff. I don't know if that's true, but I know I came home that night and just sat there and thought, who is she? I got to get to know her. Mm-hmm. And there was something very special about her eyes or whatever it was. And then as I found out along the way, we just share so much.
Yeah, we have a lot in common. We do.
Yeah. Even in our mistakes.
Mm-hmm, yeah, we made some more mistakes, yeah. So, all right.
She's smart.
Yes, and he's brilliant. He's so modest, but he's brilliant. Yes, you are. I'm just bragging you for a second, and I'm really gonna let you guys go. But
I'm
Mark
not.
is one of the senior engineers at a Fortune 100 company, and has been for years. And he is so well liked and just esteemed by his colleagues. And so, you know, he has
Steamed.
he has just the highest caliber, highest reputation among his peers. And so, you know, a lot of times
Thank
he
you.
is the go-to person. People sometimes call after hours, hey Mark, da 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 da, you know. So
Yep.
there you have it. So, all right, thank you so much for watching our How We Met story. As always, like I said, subscribe to our channel. We love to have you join our family. So we'll see you at the next video. Take care.
Adios.